Martina, you made it. All right, let's get some videos on so I don't feel like I'm alone here. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, hey, Dennis, I love your background. Oh, and I met you, Josh, this last week. Okay, I'm going to try to actually figure out how I'm going to put the screen underneath my camera so I don't look like I'm looking to the side. Okay, you guys, Dusty is the real pro here on the Zoom stuff, and I am going to look like a little bit of a rookie, so bear with me. All right, I'm in the car with Melissa right now. That's awesome. Okay, we are going to go ahead and put some music on so that way everyone can get their cameras turned on and we can get everyone into the room before we get started. Okay, let me put on. All right, bear with me. I'm going to try to put on some jams that's going to get this energy up. And I'm going to hope that it plays and you can hear it. Can everybody hear it? No? Okay, how do you do that? Oh, I can see it. I know what I'm going to do here. Yep. Like I said, I'm going to be able to figure this out. I can figure this out. Okay.
I think you have to share your screen.
I got
There
it.
you
Yep.
go.
Thank you.
Yeah, and say, well, they my own, they don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center, hit it dead center. Bulls ride with it, the most is no mystery. It's something like fish in a barrel, it's no different. Blindfold on me, I still got the most vision. Friends said it told them before, but they don't listen. Better, 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 because I'm better.
Is everybody listening to that? Good? No?
Get the message.
Am I really not, you're able to hear the music?
I think you're meant to sing, Dani, for us.
I'm like, I'm this close to just being like, I'm going to turn this on my phone and then I will figure this out on the next round because we do need some jams. So I'll just, we'll do it some old school style right here.
Yeah, trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center, hit it dead center. Bulls ride, hit it the most, there's no misses. Something like fish in a barrel, it's no different. Blindfold on me, I still got the most vision. Friends said it told them before, but they don't listen. Better, better, bring a better bat because I'm bigger, better. Solo single, selling several shows out every single second. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Kinda came and crushed the competition, hope they get the message. Look, in it fast, and I am in the bag. I never go slow, you know, crash. Never think in the past, they know I won't though. Big fish catching me, they gon' need a bigger boat. Ironic how the world stops when I spin a globe. Always showing up. Right. Last year's song still holding up. See the name now and they know what's up. Right. Price to the top as going up. I'm a trendsetter. League of my own, they don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center. Hit it dead center. Trendsetter. No, league of my own, they don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center, hit it dead center.
D.O.D. Get the spell check, a fact check, and prevent errors going up. See the band level, hella be up high, y'all just red peppers. All your carbon copies put on the left center, yeah. And your shorty glitching on me like a text center. Hit it with a French tenor, crazy with it till I do the next record. I leave head seven, I don't need to hit the fan shovel. But if I do, I PR it to the next level. On those lights to loop dance, already know me for fans, so call me Big Daddy in a big body brain.
Okay, guys. All right. I am ready and I'm going to be as ready as I can be because I have not even finished my caffeine for the day. But I would love to hear because who all right now, obviously, if I can see more of your faces, I see a couple of headshots here. But I would love to hear who all is participating in the social media challenge. Like hands up, social media challenge. All right. How are we feeling about it? I would love to just hear just maybe just a second or two of how we feel about it. Do we feel like it's getting you into the rhythm, all that stuff? Let me hear. I know
It
Dennis
is.
has his 2 cents.
I,
Hey, Danny,
oh, go ahead.
I started it and I fell off, and I'm mad because what I post got me really good traction. Like, I post that I was now a Virginia agent and a North Carolina agent in the areas that I work. And last night I was still like posting, I mean, getting comments off that. And then I did two more and I was really getting comments off that. And then I fell off. And like when you fall off, you don't get right back on right away. And I was looking at it, and it's not saying this is your fault in any sense of the word, but I'm already in my day at 8 o'clock. And so now I have to go back like by noon or 1 o'clock to see what you asked us to do at 12 o'clock. I mean, at 8 o'clock. And then I got to figure out what I'm going to post. So I think that I lost my rhythm because I'm already in my day. I'm an early bird. I'm a 5:30er. And so I'm already like in my day. So,
Okay.
and just like I said, it's not your fault. And when I was doing it, I got very good reactions. So I just need to get back on the horse. But this is very good.
That's awesome. Well, I love hearing that because I think, right, you're right. It's one of those, some people need a plan the next day ahead. So it's just figuring that rhythm out. And that's all this is all about, right? It's figuring out like your rhythm. Okay, Sandra, let me hear from you. Oh, unmute. Let me see. Oh no, I can't hear you. Nope, we can't hear you. Maybe it's a mic thing. Try again. Nope. Okay, let's figure out that mic. Dylan, let me hear from you.
Yeah, so I've really liked it because it's one of those things like I've always done social media, but I've been really bad about staying consistent. Like I'll have a couple days where I'll do a reel or two or whatever, but I've never been able to stay consistent. So having the challenge has definitely helped me, have something to kind of aim for. And then I'm always down for a challenge and accountability and stuff. So just knowing that there's a challenge behind it helps kind of reinforce wanting to get out there and get some good content out there to create engagement and everything.
That's awesome. Thank you. Dennis.
So it's been good for me as well. I've already been doing social media, but I'm doing twice as much now because I'm posting twice a day and on my actual Facebook page instead of just stories. But also, I'm posting across all platforms. And Saturday, I did one where I was, showing a new house and said $1,875 a month will get you into this house. And on that, I said, text 1875 to me, this number for more information. And well, I have a buyer's appointment this morning from that video. So, but I've had tons and tons of engagement from this. So it's making me think a little deeper instead of being shallow and funny. I'm having to go a little deeper on this. So it's been good for me.
That's awesome. Okay, I'm going to give Pat a moment because I saw her actually physically raise her hand. So, Pat.
I know when I wake up, I need to do a business post and I need to do a personal post. And then the homework falls in later in the day when I get to it. So it's been great ideas and it has actually made me post more. However, I've been trying to post daily for a year or so, but I'm concentrating more and it's more of a focus. Thank you, Dani.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, let me make sure everybody gets in here. I'm over here like, whew, this Zoom world's a whole new world for me, you guys. Like I knew that I was gonna go in here and feel a little bumpy with like getting everybody admitted, making sure I'm on Facebook. Like, here's Dusty on a beach right now, I'm sure. Like he's just chilling and he as he should, right? No, Martina's like he's sleeping. No, but I absolutely love this right now just because I think this worked out perfectly with us being in the mid challenge. And obviously, if anybody is in this room right now who is possibly not in the challenge, I think that the reality is that you guys, I mean, it is fun to have like a group of people and you're feeling like you're participating in something together. So obviously, this is giving me more courage to push more challenges out there. But the whole point of it is building that habit, right? That just the habit, the muscle memory of, hey, you know what? You don't need to spend a long time on social media to truly start planting those seeds. So what I want to really spend time, and we're going to dive into the topic of today. Oh, that's weird. Sorry. I'm over here like this is a whole new Zoom world to me when I get asked questions on the side. Okay. So what we're going to learn today and what I want to talk about is how we're actually turning social media, just kind of like what Dennis said, which I, obviously I didn't tell him to say that, which is amazing because that is what it is, right? It is being able to say something that's going to get someone on your social media to raise their hand and say, hey, that's me. I need something. Or, hey, I actually have a question about it. So I actually do want to ask this because it is very interesting the way you use social media and not knowing how the people who are your actual friends or followers are using social media. And I think we're actually getting to a kind of a weird season in this world where I think we actually have a lot of silent scrollers. So I actually would love to see you guys tell me right now, how many of you are actually the silent scrollers who are not actually going on doing anything with anybody else's posts? You're not even liking it or commenting. Who's a silent scroller? I would love to see your hands. Oh, everyone's okay. I see. So everybody's engaging, everybody's commenting on each other's stuff. Okay. Oh, yeah, hold on. I forgot I have this chat happening. Thank you. Um, Yes, because I will tell you, I have had so many friends of mine who have told me that they are like they are the ghost online. We had a meetup this last week with the brokerage in DFW, and someone had came over and was like, "Hey, you have been inspiring me. All the things that you are posting, it really is giving me a lot of encouragement that I need to show up." Blah blah blah. You guys, I didn't even know he followed me. I had no idea that he was one of my social media. Like, I really truly didn't know he was on social media. And so it's like sometimes where at the end of the day, you got to show up and you actually have to be visible. And the only way to be visible is you actually have to interact. But it is also a very noisy world. It's full of ads, all the things. So again, I think you have to get online with the idea that you have to socialize. Like that is what it was all started for. So it is for the place of socializing. But if some of you never used it for the business side of things, then it is kind of interesting to go, well, I don't want to be too salesy. I don't want people to think that that's all I'm on here for. So is there anybody here that's willing to say like, that is what I have had a hard balance with, is trying to figure out how to balance that personal with that business? Who feels that way? Or throw it in the chat. Yeah, because it's hard. So all right, what I'm going to give you guys. So today is all about, it's not about likes, it's about conversations. I'm going to be talking about planting seeds for storytelling and connection. And I want you guys to know your audience. So that's actually what I want to start with. So this is number one, guys, okay? Know your audience. And this is you guys doing your own audit on your social media. If you have not taken the opportunity to go, let's say the Facebook world, who are your Facebook world friends? Some people started their Facebooks a long time ago. Some people have maybe started their Facebooks just a few years ago, or maybe they haven't paid a lot of attention on Facebook because they spend more time on Instagram or TikTok. So that's what I want to say is number one, when you're going through and knowing what to post, the only way you're going to know what to post and to be able to create conversations is you have to know who your audience is. So that to me is where that's crucial, because if we bring it back to real estate, that is your database, right?
Mhm.
I am so guilty of being the person who never once opened up a CRM when I started in real estate. I was the one who actually did all of my real estate talking, like basically treating a database like my social media. So, so knowing your audience and knowing who you're talking to, and then the other part of that is actually being, is there some work you need to do on that audience? Okay. So here's the thing. Are you actually going out there and are you friending people? Are you following people? Like how often, you know how they say the database is your data bank? That is social media as well. So you guys got to go out there and truly go, okay, hold on. If I'm not seeing interactions or engagement or getting conversations, are we going back through and looking at who are you friends with online? Who's following you? And so yes, you need to make sure that you guys have that opportunity to go through and go, okay, I need to check to see who I'm friends with. And the other part of that being like, okay, is there a circle you want to get into? You guys, this is stuff that when you're sitting here going, who am I talking to? Who am I posting for? Because right, there's going to be definitely moments in my, I've had it in my career where I was like, hold on, when I started when I was 22, y'all, I started when I was 22, all my friends were broke. And then I was like, okay, hold on. I got to go get like new friends because they're not going to be the ones who are responding to me and going, hold on, let me see, let me go buy that house right now. They're just trying to figure out life. So in that moment, I was like, okay, I actually have to go out there and basically figure out who do I want to be friends with? What circles do I want to be in? And what if I can say, if I'm putting my focus a little bit more on Facebook right now, is Facebook groups is the best place to do this. Okay. You guys can get into Facebook groups that are hyper local. You can get into Facebook groups that are hyper local to your neighborhood, to your area, to what you're interested in. Those are the groups. And again, trying to find people you connect with. So when we go back to the number one thing being that social media is for the place of being social, that this is where, we all don't, I know a lot of us don't want to go out there and cold call or go door knocking, especially for any of us who live in places that are super hot. Like door knocking, I think that anytime I've ever gone in the summertime, I've only made it like 6 doors because I was like, this is way too hot. And I don't think anybody wants to see me on that, 20, 30 minutes in and I'm sweating. So this is the place where I'm like kind of turning that prospecting brain on and going, okay, who do I want to connect with? So I'm going to give you guys one of my tricks. Okay. You guys ready to hear this trick? This is how I was able to figure out a way to truly add to my database when it came to figuring out who do I want my audience to be. Your Facebook friends or social media friends, you can do this on Instagram too. Think about the people that you have done business with. Think about the people who are your cheerleaders, the people that you know that like if you ask them to share something or to refer a friend or whatever it is, think about those people. Now go to their friends, okay? Go to their followers and start asking them to be your friend. It's that simple. Okay. Because when you guys have the ability to go out there and go, how do I even gain followers? Go actually do the work. This is the part where you're like, if you want to grow your audience, if you're not getting any interactions from the people who are currently following you, that is going to be the thing that makes the change because social media, so Facebook especially, but that algorithm, they want to put you into people's news feeds. They want people to see you. And when you just ask to be someone's friend, they're going to start seeing all the stuff. And I know this. I know this because a lot of you have asked to be my friend recently. And I've been deleting people for you guys. So you're welcome because I'm at my max friend list. But what's amazing is that I am seeing all of Carrie Lynn's posts right now. I'm like, man, Carrie Lynn, I'm seeing every single post. Like, so when you're going out and you're friending people, you're actually going to see more of their posts. And that to me is where I'm like, that's the gold. Okay. Because that is the part where you're going to actually see the conversations come up. You're going to see the interactions come up. They're going to go, hold on, I want to, yeah, she posts valuable stuff. So I want to keep checking in on her. So yeah, so that is knowing your audience is number one. The other thing too, of course, is so I would say that you want to make sure that you're connecting with people, because this is the real estate. What's the number one thing in real estate mentioned is that people want to like, know, and trust you, right? So if you're going to be that person that you want to earn that spot to be the like, know, trust, then you got to connect with those type of people that you're like, who do you want your customers to be? Who do you help the best, right? And then now thinking about what are you going to post for those people? So, but people have to build that trust factor. So when you guys were talking about, or some of you had raised your hands about the whole, trying to figure out that balance, you're right, because people have to connect with you at a human level. So write that down, because at the end of the day, you got to show that you're human. And again, just because recently I think I became friends with Dennis recently, I'm seeing all of his posts as well. But I love it because when people are able to connect with you on a human level, that to me is where like you just instantly gained that trust factor, because they're like, hold on, this person believes in what I believe in. This person has maybe gone through something I have gone through. So that to me is where you're earning that spot of the like, no, trust factor. And that's why those personal posts matter. So number two is the planting seeds part. So this is the part where you're actually creating the posts and you're, again, trying to figure out how you're connecting with your audience. And the other side of that is the strategy piece, because you have to have a little bit of strategy in that. Because if you are focusing on listings, then that might be a piece of what you're trying to figure out. What type of content am I putting in there to earn that like, know, trust? So if you want to write this down, if you're creating content and you're wanting to focus on sellers, so we'll just use the example of sellers, maybe you should start doing that behind the scenes types of posts, right? Show what you do for sellers. I'll give a shout out to Carrie Lynn. She posted this the other day about showing that behind the scenes kind of work to get houses ready, to prep for open houses. So I love seeing that, because that's the part where it's like someone to them is going, hold on, my last realtor didn't do that. Or that's what she does for her sellers. And I'll tell you guys, some of you guys do some crazy things for your sellers that I'm not willing to do. So yeah, I'm not doing anyone's landscaping. So to be quite honest, I'm not sharing that because I'm not going to get outside and do anyone's landscaping. I'm so proud of you guys for doing that, but I'm not. So that is not going to be a part of my posting strategy. But if that is something you want to carry in, right? If you want to carry into this is my services, this is what I do for my clients, this is what they have to see. I've heard so many people tell me that they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. One of my friends, this person I go to church with, or someone I play on the softball team with, they just hired this other realtor. Half the time they're hiring this other realtor because this realtor is just better at marketing themselves, to be quite honest. Because when you're probably with them at church or you're with them at your softball practice, you're probably not talking about real estate all the time. And that's fine, because to me, social media is essentially what I'm using as kind of that advertisement piece. This is the planting seeds piece, right? Is that you're able to go, hold on, if I want people to not forget that I'm a real estate agent, I need to show them the things that I do on the day by day. And that's what's earning that like, no trust. And the other piece of that, of course, is that you have that strategy. So if you're focusing on sellers, if you're focusing on a location, right? So I moved into the North Lake area. So of course, I'm really trying to become more of that known person of knowing the North Lake area. So I want to share more things about that area. So when people are like, hold on, my friend just told me they're thinking about moving to that area, I want my name to come across. And just so you guys know, this is not when people are not commenting and liking, but they're paying attention, right? When I was talking about the silent scrolling, this is your advertisement, right? This is that ad that pops up. Just think about your posts almost being like ads that they're going, okay, so they're able to connect your name to that area. So what do you want them to connect your name to? Sharing experiences, so storytelling. So when you're thinking about the type of people you want to work with, the type of people you want to be people to refer, maybe again, if you're right, someone who's focusing on military, being able to plant those seeds. So I absolutely love people who have that kind of branding that might say some kind of military on it, right? So just to be able to show, hey, you know what, I support the military, I'm focused on veterans. So being able to think about how you're planting seeds, and it can truly be as simple as, yes, you might be posting a picture of you out with your family, but you're wearing something that shows that, hey, I support the military. You're wearing something that might say your brokerage, it might say, it might be your brand, but again, you're trying to find that way to plant that seed in your post. So even if it's a personal post, you're thinking about the things that you're planting the seeds in. And they have to connect, because I say a lot of us, I'll pick on us in Dallas Fort Worth just because this is where I live. Dallas Fort Worth is huge. You guys, like, it looks a little closer on a map, but every time someone sends me a town and they're like, do you go here? I'll actually do like the navigation to it. And I'm like, holy smokes, that's an hour and 45 minutes away. Like, am I really the best person to serve that person? Right? That's like an hour and 45 minutes away. So this is where I feel like we get a little guilty of saying, I'll help anyone in my area. And you're going, but the reality is if I keep getting referred people in like Anna, and I'm like, that's almost, to me, that's almost Oklahoma. Like, that's probably not going to be where I'm going. I'm picking on you, Carrie Lynn, sorry. But I know that for me, I probably do not really want to build that, I don't want to plant that seed, right? And that's confusing too, because people are like, hold on, so you're buyers, you're sellers, you're investors, you're military, you're this, you're that. You kind of have to focus it in. You really got to figure out that strategy of figuring out how to focus your posts and then see if that's the thing that moves the needle. So if you're like, okay, I really just want to focus my energy on buyers and sellers and this location, now start thinking about how you're going to put that into your posts, because you want storytelling, you want to show maybe you visiting areas in that place. So again, if you're in a new development, all the new businesses that are popping up, just finding that reason to connect. Because the thing is that it's a consistency game. And I know a lot of you guys just said that this challenge has pushed you to maybe go a little bit more than what you normally do. So even for those who have already been normally posting on the daily, or maybe even posting just every couple of days, taking this up a notch, it's just like logging into work, really. Every time you get into that database, every time you get into it and you put some work into it, you're going to actually see something change because you're putting more effort into it. You guys, if I went to the gym a little bit more, I would possibly see more results, right? Like, I'm going to be honest, this is exactly what I always related to, is it's just like working out. It's like, if you actually showed up to the gym a little bit more, if you extended that workout a little bit longer, if you actually pushed yourself to lift a little bit heavier, Y'all, it is exactly like that in this world. Like when it comes into what you're posting, if it's not working, then just let's do a little bit of an audit and figuring out why is it not working? Because I'm guilty sometimes. I have long posts. I see my boy Dennis, he's like me too sometimes. I get lengthy. I am like everybody talks about how I write novels. And but that's the thing where if you're not finding that your people connect with that, you just gotta shift it a little bit, right? Maybe I need to cut it down halfway. Maybe I need to make it a little bit easier for someone to just go, oh, there needs to be a little bit of a hook of why should I read this? Because in that moment, they might be just scrolling and they're just tired. Like that's the thing. This is where I keep telling everybody, your social media, the people on the other side of that, they're human. They're just tired. They're either just trying to escape the world they're in. That's what they're trying to figure out. They're trying to either go into an escape. So that's why the consistency is such an important thing, because you just don't know where your posts are meeting people. Okay? Because that's the part where I'm like, a lot of people, I hear the whole like, I don't think it works. I don't feel like I'm posting the right thing. No, that's the part where you just got to keep showing up and just keep posting. Because the thing is that a lot of people aren't going to go dig in on your stuff. So they're probably not going to go to your news feed and go scroll back. So that's even where recycling a little bit helps. You might just shift an old post, go throw that in ChatGPT, ask it to rewrite it. Because the thing is that if you can't think of what to post, but you were like, you know what? I feel like that had a good message in it. Because again, that's that planting seed part. What do you want to plant the seed to leave your people to go, oh yeah, I'm going to stay with friends with them. I want to keep following them. And that's the thing that's going to ultimately lead them to call me whenever that time comes.